The Main Event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, he is excited as all heck. He saw the wins at Shinnecock getting all crazy over there, and he lost his mind. And out of context, sounds a little dirty. Dale Hellestrae, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
Good. Yeah,
Things kind of quiet here this morning.
Oh, we had to wait for you to clear your voice there when the microphone.
I walk in, so usually there's people dancing around, happy, energetic, and not this morning. Is the stock market down?
The beatings will continue until morale improves around here.
Yeah. Stock market down?
No, it's up.
It's up.
Everybody's waiting on the Fed decision today, Dan.
Oh, what's the decision today?
It's going to be keep everything the same. Yay. Woo.
Yippee.
Plus, it's like every time the president opens his mouth, he says something that contradicts something else out there. So we have this agreement with U.S. and Iran, and then today's like, if I don't like what Iran's doing, I will start bombing again. And then of course, oil shoots up a little bit. It's like, man, what the heck? The oil goes up, the markets go down, all that fun stuff out there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. That's not why. I don't know why everybody's quiet around here today, Dale. Maybe they're just in awe of you walking through here.
Well, that should be enough to get everybody upbeat and positive. For me, my grandson called me the GOAT last night as I was reading him a messy book.
Well, I was going to say, because your son's rooting for who right now, Dale? Or grandson, I should say.
Yeah, he watched Messi.
Mm-hmm.
The
legend.
Night. Yeah, the GOAT in hockey, the most goals scored.
Football.
Football.
At 38 years old, too. Old man Messi.
Yeah, we taped our other podcast, and John Holmberg's watched a little hockey, but he has some issues. And
you mean soccer?
Just some of the terminology.
Well, it's because the uneducated will struggle with simple terminology.
And where did he go to high school?
Man, well, we don't claim him.
Where did he go to high school?
We don't claim him.
I don't know. I pulled up most notable alumni.
Yeah, between because I listened to part of that while you guys were recording that yesterday, and between the angry fan, you know him as the angry patriot there, and of course John Holmberg. Wow, the most uneducated football fans on the planet. Not that hard, guys. Just complain about offside. And this is the most amazing thing. You go find it, the Holmberg podcast empire. But he literally, angry fans all, I don't get it. If you can be and step up and pull the guy offside. What's hockey does that? Hockey has offsides. There's no difference between soccer offsides and hockey offsides.
Yes, there is.
Zero difference.
Oh, hockey, there's a line.
Don't go past the thing. Yeah, this is a movable line. It's not different. It's just the uneducatedness of some of the American audience is ridiculous.
Don't in soccer, it's don't get past the fat guy before the ball.
No, that's the younger ages. At this age, it's different. Yeah, it's different.
There are no fat guys out there.
No, not at this level. But yeah, Messi last night, 3 goals. What a showing by the old man. Now they weren't playing anybody good. Let's be honest about it. But his last World Cup, we're losing some stars this World Cup.
He started playing, according to the book. Yeah. It's a little kid's autobiography of Messi and all that. I find them. He's got that. He's got Tom Brady. I think he has Michael Jordan, whatever, just little kids' books. And he started playing professional soccer for Barcelona early 2000s.
Yeah. That's why the American team, we don't develop kids like they do over there.
Yeah.
They target these kind of like the basketball where they target a kid and they're like, you're going in these programs because you're good at age 6.
It was age 8.
Yeah, so we're going to develop you into that. Yeah. No, that's what Brazil, Argentina, England, all of those, man. They find these kids, they put them into academies and all that and develop them, and they just fall out if they can't keep up, and they just keep going if they can.
It's awesome.
Yeah, at those ages, yeah. And that's why we aren't as good at it because our kids grow up, not in those academy styles. They don't go over there, and compete and stuff to that effect. So that's why. That's what the difference is.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they take the kids like out of the home, like they steal
Oh
them out in the
yeah.
middle of the night and put them in these
They
academies, and
steal
they
it in
travel.
the middle of the
They
night.
put a potato sack over them and run off with them, and the parents are like, "Where's Johnny
Yeah.
at?
No, where's Messi
He's
at?
at the soccer academy over there, learning, helping
Okay.
his skills at age 6."
Yeah, with the best facilities and medical care
Hmm.
and
Yeah, no,
schooling and
yeah,
food.
yeah. At that age, yeah,
Oh,
it's an amazing thing to watch, to
crazy.
go through and stuff
Do
like
you,
that.
th- you you
Yeah.
think sending your kid to a week-long, summer camp?
Well, I mean, when I was at Hogwarts back in the day, I got taken out of my house one time to go to Hogwarts for a season. I just decided it wasn't for
It
me.
wasn't for
It wasn't
you.
for me anymore. A lot of weirdos there.
You got homesick,
A
didn't
lot
you?
no, it's just a lot of jerks there. A lot of people think they're good because they're magicians. And I just got tired of having to compete with all of them and everything. I was just like, you guys have your magic. I'm gonna go back.
Is that what
I'm gonna go back to the greatest country in the world, known as America.
That's what Hogwarts is?
Yeah, Harry Potter. Dale, come on.
Oh, I've never seen a Harry Potter.
Look at that. So if there's hope that Graham Tate has you reading and learning about soccer players, there's hope the WWE's next, folks.
I'm 63. It's the most I've paid attention to a soccer game in a long time.
Well, you should, because it's in the United States. Oh, I watched this. I watched like 3 or 4 things yesterday. National hosts, that they have their shows and the podcasts and stuff that they do.
Right.
And it was just bashing. So nobody cares about this World Cup. It's everybody from everywhere else, and no American cares about. No smart American cares about it. And I'm just like, you knuckle dragging clown. Like, whatever, man. America, we're better than everybody. Settle down, Tigers. Have some culture in your life. That being said, generally, soccer can be boring. So I get it. But Messi scoring 3 goals was not boring last night. That was fun. There
Yeah.
were 3 really good goals as well. So you watched that, huh?
I watched a little bit of it, and then Beckett said, I'm tired, and I said, I'll read you a book. Got out of there.
We're 2 more. It's literally hockey, but it's slower pace. Gotta break it down, brass tacks of it. But see, if you don't understand it, I can understand why you don't. Like as I was explaining, I'd explain to Autumn, like, no, she's like, why are they just passing it so much? And I'm like, they're creating space to make a run at something. And then just all of a sudden they pass it, and all of a sudden, boom, they go and do something. They have to create space out there, just like hockey. Hockey will pass it around the ice, and then go and attack and stuff.
And you're correct in one thing, and that's the
Correct in
fact that
everything.
if you don't understand the rules, I watch football with people, and they go, "Why do they keep running it up in the middle where everybody is?"
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're doing this to set this up, and I don't understand. Like, I've talked to hockey people, like hockey players. I have had conversation with Shane Doan about, you guys have plays? Because it looks like it's just helter-skelter out there.
No, they rotate lines because of matchup stuff. And if you don't understand it or you don't catch on to it, you don't know what's happening. And you're just like, just looks like, they're playing, was that buffalo ball or whatever, like it's soccer with little kids, wherever the ball goes, every kid goes.
Amoeba soccer.
Whatever they call that. It's fascinating. But you gotta know what's going on. Yeah. Same thing with basketball. I mean, why are they flopping so much? Still trying to figure that out.
Well, and
Trying to figure out
I
what's
think
happening
they've
there.
gotten more and more away from running plays in basketball to just set a screen at the top of
If
the
you
key.
watch, yeah, well, that's the thing. If you watch, I think the plays are limited. But if you watch going up the court, usually the point guard looks over at the bench to see what the coach is calling. So they're still there. Just how do you execute it there? But I think they're less plays than what they were before. And stuff to that effect. But yeah, today you've got Portugal, which is another all-time great playing today. Ronaldo's playing in that group. Congo is who they're going up against. England and Croatia. Then you got Ghana and Panama. Whew, get ready for that game, folks. Ghana and Panama. All the superstars there. Uzbekistan versus Colombia tonight is the late game. There from Mexico, that game is as well. So There you go. And I heard Brady. He's over at that Portugal Congo game this morning in Houston. I was listening to I was talking to John about it yesterday, but then he brought it up today. Brady's over there in Houston. His his Father's Day gift is his daughter wanted to go to a World Cup game, and he chose Houston, where I guess it's raining cats and dogs right now. So good for them.
Always a question as to the Father's Day gift from, kid under 21.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, think about this. One, Brady doesn't like soccer. He's not a fan of it. She is. He's not. But then on top of that, you go to Houston. Flight, hotel rooms, ticket. Brady's dropping 10 grand on his Father's Day present. But memories, Dale. Memories.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Memories.
And they're in the merch line when I was driving.
Oh, were they?
Here. Oh, yeah.
He's giving updates. Yeah, that's happy Father's Day. We're gonna drop 10 grand on this trip that you don't want to do. For memories.
What do you think Ethan's gonna get you for Father's Day?
I don't know, but I've been told something's coming. I was told not to do I was gonna do some stuff, and I was told hold off.
On Sunday? What were you doing on Sunday?
No, we're going to the baseball game on Sunday. I already told you that.
Okay.
Yeah. Baseball game.
Well, we'll be out of town. My daughters are taking me out to dinner at White Chocolate tomorrow night.
Yeah, because you're going to be you going to California this week?
Going to California for a former player's wedding.
By the way, we're off on Friday, Juneteenth this Friday. That's not the reason. That's why Dale's off. That's not the reason I'm off.
You're celebrating it.
What we're going to do this summer, we'll get the dates out for you. Is we're going to take Fridays off here for the next couple months, basically till football season starts. There's not a lot of sports going on this time of year. It's boring. It's baseball. So we're going to take Fridays off here coming up. Obviously, the July 4th, we're going to extend that holiday out as little as well. Because I will be gone then. We're going to San Diego for July 4th.
Oh, okay.
San Diego trip coming up, Dale.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're going to take this Friday off. Starting this Friday, we're going to have Fridays off. There will be a couple Fridays. There's one Friday where Lou's coming in July. So we'll have that all scheduled out for you guys. But just be aware of that. Starting this Friday, we're going to be off. But because Dale's like, I'm taking Friday off. So I'm like, oh, well.
Like summertime. Did you see the weather forecast?
No,
or the next week?
I tend to not look at it this time of year because it's just depressing.
It seems like obviously being born and raised here, it seems like summers are starting earlier and they last longer.
Yeah, but it's actually, I mean, we hit the 105 or whatever in March, so it felt like it started early. But then it's actually been cool until this week. Now we're hitting the 110s.
And 113.
Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah. Yesterday was what,
110? So you just got to move your jog up from, 2 o'clock in the afternoon to noon.
I jog.
How are your steps doing with that new watch, or did you just turn them off?
No, I didn't look yesterday.
You didn't?
I went over 2,000 steps yesterday. So I have improved.
Okay.
Part of that
Yay for Steve.
Well, I know.
Yay for Steve.
Part of that is, though, and I have to get the trend, it's because we stay late on Tuesdays because we produce other shows that we don't put out. It goes out in like John Holmberg's sports podcast. And
right.
Stuff. We produce that. So I'm here longer, and I'm not just sitting down. I can actually walk around and get stuff done. So I think that's a lot of it as well. But I can tell you this. I went home yesterday again, slept again. Dude, this heat.
Did you really?
Yeah, dude.
That's a habit now.
I don't get home till like 2, and I slept till like 4:30. Got up, had to go to the grocery store and get some hamburger because we wanted spaghetti for dinner. So I had to go do that. So I went to the grocery store, went back home, cooked dinner, whatever, ate, played Call of Duty with Ethan for an hour or so, and was like, I got to go get stuff done. Don't remember anything till this morning.
So when you take a 2-hour nap in the
I
afternoon, you still can sleep at night?
Oh, yeah, I'll still be asleep early. Yeah. Maybe I was depressed by the way the Diamondbacks played. It doesn't affect me anymore.
I was going to say, how can you be depressed when it continues to happen?
Yeah, it's not depressing when I've been the one telling you the last 2 years it's a 500 team. That's all they are, is a 500 team. Yeah, and so why get upset about it? Why get mad about them not hitting at all against a bad Angels team? Was Ohtani on the mound last night? Is he back with the Angels? Is that what I missed? Did I miss the memo? pitching for the Angels, hitting for the Dodgers.
The other thing I heard talked about, and it is kind of fascinating. We've never done something like this, but when the season started, the number 1 through 5 starters for the Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
To today, number 1 through 5.
Yeah.
It's almost in inverse order.
Yes.
Because Soroka might be your number 1 now.
Him or Erod.
You're right. Yeah. I'm just saying you could go 1, 2. Yeah. Erod, Soroka.
I've been reading lately. People are more impressed with what Soroka's done with this team than they are what Erod's done.
That's what I'm saying. You can have a discussion about it, but
the reason I go Erod, incidentally, is just because Erod was here last year and was terrible. And Soroka, we're just seeing him for the first time. So I think that might be why I lean toward
But coming into the season, pretty solid 4 and 5, those two guys.
Yeah. You were just hoping they would have a better than average season.
Yes.
And on the back end of it. And you expected to see Fott, in there and stuff. Yeah.
And your questions about Seawald coming into the season.
The whole bullpen.
It's like everything's topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
Except for the thing you did not expect was that Jerry, who had he had gotten MVP votes last year.
Yeah.
And this year, obviously struggling for whatever reason.
But he's still batting .246. He's batting at the top of the lineup. He's struggling at the top of the lineup. Get him out of the second spot.
Well, they did move him down for a couple
days. For a couple games, and he hit there, and then right back up again. What are we doing? Get him out of there. It's just ugly, man. It's just ugly. We'll get into that coming up. We have to.
Yeah. I heard another thing that, again, this isn't me. This is just reporting from NBA insiders that your boy, your favorite son, Colin Gillespie.
You told me this before showtime, and I wanted to just lose my mind on this.
Colin Gillespie, our little point guard who had a pretty nice season.
That nobody wants.
A fan favorite.
Yeah.
According to NBA analytics, his salary should, according to the analytics, be over $21 million per year. Get up in that Steve McCollum category.
Yeah, I don't deserve it, let alone Colin Gillespie.
$21 million.
He's 26 years old on top of it. Well, but I told you, I broke it down like this. If Jose Alvarado, who just won Avocado, as I like to call him, he's a G League player and just won a championship and contributed to those Knicks and everything. If he's making $7 million a year, Gillespie looks like Michael Jordan compared to that guy. So maybe that's in line for what the salaries are. It's a lot of money, though, isn't it?
That seems like a lot of money. But anyway,
do you sign him on that deal? That's my question.
I don't think you need to pay him that much. But again, what do I know?
Well,
I don't think anybody else is going to offer him $21 million.
Well, see, that's a fallacy you got to be careful of.
Right.
There is a team out there, New Orleans or somebody, that might pay him that much to go there. But if you're Gillespie, are you leaving? See, that's the big thing about this is if you're Gillespie and the Suns gave you the opportunity, you worked hard for them, you fit into this system, you're liked here, you go somewhere else and take that money. When you let's say he gets offered 15 here and it's a $6 million. $6 million is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But let's say you then go but you stay here for less, and then you know where you stand and you know you fit into it or whatever. Leaving for more money, and then you don't fit in there. The coaches don't know how to use you and stuff, and you're right back down again. Yeah, you have the money, but I don't know. That's a tough decision.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
There is a number, whatever that number is to you. I mean, because I think, okay. I'm not going to say everybody. 99.9% of people go, hey, if I made $15 million a year for 3 or 4 years, I'm good.
I've always said $2 million. I'll just put that in an interest-bearing account. I'll just live off the interest. That can be a couple $100,000 a year, roughly. A little bit less than that. If you can't live off of that, you have issues.
But what
everything above that is gravy, Dale.
What I'm saying is, everybody has that number. So if, say the Suns offer him 15 and New Orleans offers him 16.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You stay.
17. 18 million.
And
Yeah,
what's
well,
the difference?
what is that
Yeah.
breaking point to where you go, wow, that's my 8th generation of my family I can take care of.
Well, that's the issue. It's setting up your family past it and
Yeah.
stuff to that effect and everything. No, I just threw out my $2 million number as my negotiation. My contract's up, so
So you're going to spend some money before you.
I'm negotiating with myself
You're,
over here.
you're going to spend some money to make sure you get down to the 2
Yeah, I'm
million mark.
negotiating with myself. that
So,
was the boss speaking, going down to 2 million. Yes.
yes.
But on the Stein line, what's that guy's name? Mark Stein or whatever. His newsletter, he said rival teams already are under the assumption the Suns will re-sign Goodwin and Gillespie in this offseason. So they're not expecting them to go anywhere. Rival teams
Okay.
are. Which tells me he's not going to go for 21 mil.
That would be my guess. That was just a big number, and again, it was not somebody's that around here's opinion. It was just somebody threw that out there.
Do you remember who it was that threw it out there?
They said somebody along the NBA line.
That's right. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Yeah, but if I was another team, I'd be putting that number out high, just getting in Gillespie's head of this is what you could get out there. They're only offering 10? You can get 21. Chop around. It's depressing if that's the case. I don't know where you find that money. I mean, you can always find it, but yeah. The other big thing out there, Dale, what other big news you got for us there? Other depressing news you got for us around?
Depressing news.
Just Gillespie making that much money. I mean, good for him. He's a great player on this team. Played started like 58 games if I remember correctly this year. Good scoring,
I don't
integral part of the team.
I don't know if that's bad news or good news, but I never have bad news, Steve.
Just I mean, I don't care what the Suns pay him to come in here. I mean, it's not my money. I don't care.
Not coming out of your pocket.
If it came out of my pocket, we'd be having a different discussion.
Not coming out of Ethan's inheritance.
Of course, we got the U.S. Open starting tomorrow, Dale.
Oof.
Men's golf. Also, the tennis tournament starting here in another few weeks. But 5 U.S. Opens have happened at Shinnecock Hills Golf Club in New York.
Yeah.
1896, 1986, 1995, 2004, and 2018.
They say one of the toughest venues in the world.
Only 3 players have finished under par
after 4 days
in the previous times they played here.
And today the winds were blowing about 40 miles an hour.
I asked you if you saw the rough yesterday. I saw some practice rounds. The rough's as tall as me. There was areas where guys it looked like Field of Dreams. They're coming out of the cornfields.
And I'm sure this course is going to be playing around 7,500 yards. So it's not like you can bunt a 5-wood around.
Well, I told you coming in, or yesterday, I should say, it was yesterday afternoon. I was listening to a golf expert talking about this course and kind of what he saw on the practice range yesterday and when they were out there practicing, etc. And he said the U.S. Open generally, like the PGA considers itself, they like to set the course up hard. The PGA Championship. And they always have like one hole during that week where they have to work it to try to water it a lot to slow it down or, stuff to that effect, to grow the grass longer so it plays differently because it becomes basically unplayable for these pros.
Right.
And this guy was saying, just watch Thursday's golf. There could be 3 or 4 holes that are just unplayable for these guys. Just unplayable. So he's saying that's possible. Thursday night into Friday morning, they could be working 3 or 4 different holes trying to get them to where these guys have a shot to get a good score on it, let alone any score on it.
Well, when they say, usually when in a U.S. Open where they say a hole is unplayable, it's because they've tried to make the greens so they want it to be the toughest test in golf every year. Yes. That's the U.S. Open's goal, and I kind of like that one time a year where even par 1 under wins a tournament. Because that means these guys are facing a lot of adversity.
Exactly.
Not, hey, you got 4 people under 20 under or better. vying for the championship. Even par, -1, -2 is usually what wins this. But every once in a while, they let those greens get out of hand to where, you got a 5-foot putt, you barely hit it, and it rolls for 20 feet.
Or you have literally just like a 2 or 3 foot area where you have to land that
Yes,
ball,
yes.
or else it's a minimum 2 putt.
Minimum 2 putt, or rolls into a bunker, or rolls back off it's.
Yeah.
And so then they have to alter it by watering it all morning the next morning.
All night
Yeah.
to try to get that grass to grow out there and stuff to that. So it's the toughest tournament out there, but they're saying now a lot of that they say this stuff a lot, going into these tournaments, they try to make it that way. But when I was watching yesterday, man, I'm not kidding you. There was a guy, I don't know how tall he was, I don't remember who it was, but I mean the rough, went up above his waist. So even if he's short, he's 5'6", 5'7". That's 3 feet of rough.
Yeah.
So your backswing's getting caught in the rough.
Oh, yeah.
Let alone you going, trying to hit it out of it and stuff like that. So that's gonna be an interesting tournament. Gets underway tomorrow.
Ends on Father's Day. Another reason it's kind of a special time is because it ends on Father's Day, and there's been a lot of historic victories. And obviously, when you talk to golfers, and it's like, okay, how do you rank the 4 majors?
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Open or British Open are usually number 1, and you get that on you win a U.S. Open and you're like immortalized.
Yes,
Scotty Scheffler's going for the career Grand Slam.
He has not won the U.S. Open.
And not won the U.S. Open, but he's won the other 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
who won this tournament last year? This is what's interesting to me. I have the last 4 winners here.
Well, you bet him last year. Your guy J.J. Spaun.
Heck yeah. -1 was his score.
And that's only because he rolled in about a 65-foot putt on 18
to win it. Bryson DeChambeau won it in 24. He was 6 under. Now, these aren't, obviously this isn't the same course. They rotate around. Last year was Oakmont out there. Wyndham Clark won it in 23, and Matt Fitzpatrick won it in 22. So my point here is you don't get those traditional big name guys necessarily that you expect to be in the front of these majors coming up as well this weekend. But it's going to be fun. Gets on the way tomorrow. And like I said, everything says you want to watch professionals struggle at something that you struggle at with less conditions. Tomorrow's the day you want to watch, from what I'm reading. And what I'm hearing.
You're going to see some shots that you go, I recognize that.
Where's Shine Cook at?
Shinnecock.
I know. I like to say it as his real name.
I don't know where it's at. Where is it?
It's in New York.
Okay.
Yeah. Where specifically? Southampton, apparently.
Oh, really?
Southampton, New York. Yeah. There you go, Dale. It's going to be a fun weekend with golf.
Boy.
Look forward to it.
40-mile-an-hour winds. That continues.
Is it supposed to rain at all? Just the wind?
I have no idea. I've not looked at.
So today, what, Wednesday? So what's today? More practice?
I'm sure they have the pro-ams and things like that.
Yeah, they did. I know guys were out there practicing yesterday, but I'm sure there was a pro-am yesterday too, right?
Yeah, usually the way they work is Monday or Tuesday there's a lesser paying pro-am, and then Wednesday's a big time pro-am, and guys who spend $10,000 per person
to get in it, but it goes to charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what people. That's what people don't know.
All I know is it goes out of my pocket.
Well, it makes you swing a lot better.
Yeah,
when you're lighter in the back pocket out there as well. So it's gonna be a fun weekend. We'll have to see how it goes for the U.S. Open this weekend as well. Of course, College World Series is still going on. We have the World Cup Soccer happening. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670. Get on the chat as well. They're on the YouTube channel while we're live out there. And if you're watching us on demand later on, you can still make comments. We see them and everything. Then, of course, live on YouTube. Join the chat there as well. Like Robert has. He says, did Graham Tate call you the GOAT or a goat?
He did ask, were you the GOAT? Are you the GOAT, Pop? I said, I was for about 2 years in high school.
He goes, I like to be humble. I'm like Big Steve. I'm humble there.
Yeah.
Robert says we'll see if Ronaldo answers Messi. Okay, I think Messi's the best player in the world at this
Okay.
age. He's fantastic. He does things well. I just don't like Messi's personality, which I guess when you're that popular in the world, you get kind of shiny. But I
Okay.
love me some Ronaldo. I love
Really?
Ronaldo. And he's
Okay.
not as good as Messi, I don't think, but he's top guy out there. But Ronaldo's personality, I like so much more. Ronaldo will have some fun with some fans. He's not an everyday guy because of these guys' popularity. They get mobbed everywhere they go, and stuff like that. But he's more playful. He's not as serious about things. He messes around and he realizes his status out there. So I'm a Ronaldo fan more. But yeah, we'll see Ronaldo on the pitch today. Also, Ronaldo's like 38, 39 also. We're going to lose two greats after this year in the World Cup out of this as well. And then Neymar Jr., he's not a spring chicken for Brazil. When they make it to the knockout round, will he be back for that? It'll be interesting. But yeah, we'll see what Ronaldo does today for Portugal. The problem Ronaldo's got is he doesn't have the talent that Messi has. Like Argentina's got other talent around him. Ronaldo
Okay.
with Portugal, he's like the guy doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, and you eventually get shut down by the better teams at that point. Robert also says Domo will be fine. He's projected for a 4.5 WAR now. He says, unfortunately, Torrey's a 77-80 win manager. Yeah, right about 500.
Just to finish up on the golf
Yeah.
in Shinnecock, tomorrow, slight possibility of rain.
That's what I had read earlier in the week. I wasn't sure if it changed.
Small, and then heavy rain on Monday. So
if you get into that, so nothing over the weekend.
And not over the weekend, mid-70s, humidity, is 70%.
If there's just a little bit of water, that rough becomes even more unplayable.
But the greens become more playable.
Exactly. That's the difference. I know. It's amazing. So you got to see. I saw a thing on the Golf Channel this morning, and the guy was like, don't hit it in the rough. He goes, you have one job this weekend. Do not miss a fairway. He was just like, don't do it.
Well, because it's probably what they're saying then is that means it's an automatic punch out, which means you're playing for a bogey.
Think of the rough here, because I saw it yesterday. Think of it kind of like a European course, just long, stringy waves of stuff. Yeah. So there's like a bald area with nothing, and then it's just surrounded by just wavy, wheat-looking type stuff that just flows in the wind and stuff. So it is an interesting place to play. Robert didn't they say they'll be watering the greens between waves? I read that yesterday. But again, it depends how much rain they get, I guess, today and tomorrow and stuff to that effect and how they play. I think what they're going to do is they're going to let everybody just play tomorrow and then get feedback. Or by watching it, they're going to
get I don't think they want feedback, but they'll watch it themselves. Their feedback probably be...
Because there's a difference between being a difficult course and being an unplayable course. Like, I've played some courses back when I played golf a lot, where I'm like, this is just unfair. Like, I'm basically, I might as well just hand you my money and just kick me in the nuts. Like, this is unfair for a guy like me to play on this.
Who are you, Phil Mickelson?
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. It's just like, this is unfair. Because you didn't know, like, they had all these like little pop outs of water that you didn't know existed. So you hit a ball like normal, and you're like, oh, that's right down the middle. You get up there and your ball's in the water. And you're like, what's this even doing here? Stuff like that and things. And there's a difference between, hard and unplayable.
But when you said that, it just jogged my memory. Like, I was playing over at St. Andrews, and obviously we're not looking at yardage books and all that.
In Scotland.
And I hit a ball left center of the fairway, not very far, which I can't hit the ball very far, but it just goes over the crest of a hill, and I'm like, that's got to be good. And we get up there, and there's a stinking bunker on the other side of the hill in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah. You're like,
what?
One of those potato bunkers too that like you're in there and you can't see out of it.
You gotta just punch out. Oh man.
Yeah, there's tough and then there's unfair playable stuff. So there's a difference on that they'll obviously have to pay attention to as well. A couple odds and ends stuff here, Dale, that I got for you this morning as well before we go to break. Really quick. Iowa State and Kansas State in football both appealed $500,000 fines from the Big 12 because they opted out of their bowl games last year.
Oh.
Those fines were reduced to $250,000 each. Are we penalizing guys for not going to bowl games, or are we not? What's the point of that?
Well,
Why are we doing
I'm sure what they're thinking, the Big 12, is that you're taking the money away from the conference.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. By them not going to that bowl game, the conference made less money, which is where the fines come in. It's supposed to kind of make it up, right? So what are we doing at that point? And I don't remember Kansas State per se, but I do remember Iowa State. They were just like, we got to get ready for the transfer portal. A lot of our players are leaving. It was an early bowl game, and they're like, we just can't do it. We don't have enough players to do it, stuff like that. I don't remember Kansas State's situation. But and then just setting the precedent of, oh, we'll just reduce your fine. Don't worry about it. And you'll cost the conference money. I don't know. I found that interesting. It's just a little side note. I don't know what it means and stuff to that effect. But I was just kind of like, what are we doing with that?
For a really a kind of long forgotten conference, the Big 12, nobody really pays attention to them other than when there's gambling or bowl exits. Who's finding Notre Dame?
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, right. Probably NBC, since they're the home of them, right? At that point, other thing out there is NHL ratings. Dale, what do you think the NHL ratings were for the Stanley Cup final? It's final, folks, not finals.
I was gonna say I just saw I saw the NBA finals ratings that were the highest since '98.
Do you have it in front of you still?
I have them right here. Yep. They're the most watched since 1998. Yep. Average 20.
New York was in this thing, so I mean, if the whole state of New York paid attention, ratings are going to be astronomical just from that.
And back in 1998, that was Michael Jordan's final championship in Chicago. The audience peaked at 33 million, averaged a little over 20 million watch per game. And the TV sets probably didn't get a whole lot because I had to go to a bar to watch mine.
That's the thing, the whole DirecTV.
I had to go watch it at a bar.
Yeah,
so
with the Scripps or whatever that company is as well. But my point there is 20 million per game.
Yes,
is what they're averaging. Yeah, it's nice to have New York as a market.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I mean that there's no doubt. The Spurs aren't commanding that increase.
No. But you did have the Wemby factor.
But let's face it. I mean, half of New York isn't watching that final unless the Knicks are in it.
Correct.
And pretend winning it, which adds a few million just on that. I'm just assuming that's the number because it's so big. I'll tell you this: the Stanley Cup playoffs were up 127% from last year, 19% up from 2024.
Does it have a number?
Oh yeah. Average 2.2 million viewers across ESPN.
Really?
Yeah. And don't forget, those were on ABC. They didn't hide that on ESPN. Those games were on ABC as well. 2.2 million.
You know what's interesting?
Most watched postseason, by the way, in NHL history. Yeah.
The other thing that I heard somebody talk about when they were talking about these numbers was the fact that the NBA had every finals game on the same station.
Yes. We're going to have to search for it.
At the same time. Depending on if they're in New York or San Antonio, but start at the same time.
Roughly the same. 5 or 6 was the difference, I think.
But same state, you weren't going, is this one on TNT or ESPN
it wasn't like
ABC?
an 8 p.m. start time and a 5 p.m. start time. It was pretty consistent. Well, that's the thing with the NHL. It was pretty much the same thing with that, too. All on ABC, all virtually the same time frame and stuff to that effect. And their ratings were most watched postseason in NHL history. Now, these were 2 teams, Vegas and Carolina. That's what I said. It's nice to have that New York market. Mm-hmm. And say what you want about the Spurs, but a team that hadn't won it in 53 years with a rabid fan base. People are going to tune into that. Carolina, Vegas, to get 2.2 million, I think is pretty phenomenal.
That's why, the more you watch.
In comparison.
Yeah, and then you go to football or whatever. But
football doesn't get anything.
A lot of people, I think, don't understand it because, again, New York obviously drove those ratings. When you get New York or the Lakers, not the Clippers, but the New York or Los Angeles Lakers.
You'd be shocked if the Clippers ever made the finals and had a chance to win it. You'd be shocked at how many LA people all of a sudden are Clippers fans.
Yeah, but still not nearly as many as
No, but
the Lakers
it's you know that phenomenon. The whole city's watching them
Mhm.
and talking about them, which means the lady that's never watched a basketball game all of a sudden is tuning in. You know, you know how that
Yeah.
goes in that city because they want to fit in and be part of the city and stuff like that. But
But there's
yeah,
a reason, like why in the NFL the Cowboys will be on
yeah,
national TV like 5 times a year because even if they're 500 team, people will tune in because they're the Cowboys, and
yep,
half of them want them to lose.
yes, they love them or hate them.
Yes,
Yeah,
but there's a feel. So it's so fascinating how the TV networks work. And again, if you went ahead and looked at it, who did New York beat in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Cavaliers.
If it's Cleveland and San
You're
Antonio,
not getting that.
no, it's
Close to
probably
that rating.
half.
No, you're not getting close to that rating. You're probably still getting record thing because like you have that young factor of Wemby and the Spurs and
But
stuff
not.
to that. But no. I mean, you probably had I'm going to say 2 to 3 million people that don't watch basketball that went someplace to watch it or tuned it on in their apartment. And there's 300 square foot apartment in the Bronx.
You had to go there.
Something to that effect. You probably had 3 million people with their windows open and their clotheslines hanging outside. And, you know, Jenny from the block dancing down the streets and
10-inch
stuff.
black and white.
Yeah, and the rabbit ears.
I do.
All of that. They're probably tuning in. They're probably tuning in because it's monitor the city, and they haven't watched a Knicks game in years. trying to think of every West Side story. They're all out on the fire escape, yelling at each other,
sitting up and down because there's one TV in the complex. They're bad.
Come on back, folks. The main event. Bad. And we're back here, main event, having some fun here on this Wednesday as well. Don't forget, if you missed that announcement earlier, we'll do some posting on it as well. But this Friday, we're off. Dale's going to California to have some fun this weekend and the early part of next week. But we're going to be taking Fridays off here until football season starts up. There will be an occasional Friday where Lou needs to move from a Thursday to a Friday, where we'll come in and do a show with Lou as well coming up here. But, it's just slow time, regenerate, do some stuff around the studio, do some other stuff to get caught up on around here as well. We're looking forward to that. But starting this Friday, that's McCollum on Business. That's all shows. Let's put it that way. All shows. The Real Matrix will still come out, of course, on Fridays at noon. It's just in terms of live programming, we're just going to take Fridays off, rejuvenate our batteries and stuff. And part of the reason is July 4th week. It's a Saturday. We'll be getting out of town for that. Dale, you do anything for July 4th this year?
You know what?
50th anniversary of America.
We think that we're going to just hang around here, obviously, with the brand new grandbaby and
that's the problem.
And all that. There's a really nice. They have a really nice weekend thing at Moon Valley, so we'll watch fireworks there.
Oh, nice.
And all that. I forgot to tell you, I'll take another couple days off second or third week in July.
Look at him right here.
Yeah.
Already doing it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Sedona.
Oh, gonna go see Graham Rossini and not Graham Rossini. The chick in Vrabel,
Diana Rossini.
Diana Rossini.
We want the room they stayed in.
You stay at that resort. I'm coming up and visiting you. 'Cause that's several $100s a night. You're gonna send me pictures of that room. 'Cause that's gotta be fantastic.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
if I walked into a room things go on in places, but if I walked into the room that they stayed in, I'd be like, no, I can't stay.
So
in
I one time had the privilege of staying at this really nice, like one of those holistic places up there, where they have like a Zen walking path and stuff to that effect. I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it. But man, Dale, like I was even like, and I can be snooty at times, and even I was like, what am I doing in this place?
Really?
Like what? It's all healthy food. Like the eggs came out all healthy and had all these greens in it, and they had like one of those heat huts or whatever where you sit in it and you just sweat and like you can hallucinate and everything. And they had like things for that. It was one of those types of places. It was very pricey, and even I was like in the room was like, don't touch anything, don't break it, don't touch anything at all. You might break it. You had to go out for your nature hike later on in the day
Yeah.
with all the people that you just don't get along with. You're just like, okay, weirdos, settle down. But to them, they're all natural.
I could just tell you this: if anybody
Gorgeous.
out there ever sees me on a Zen walk,
Dale, I did one.
just shoot me.
Dale, it was like this it was like this
Yeah,
circle thing you
yeah.
walk in.
Just shoot
And then
me.
you get to the middle, and then I'm like, well, what do you do when you get to the middle?
You go back around.
Yeah, they go, you go back around, and you just ponder, and you come out healthier on the other side. And I'm like, I come out one dizzy, and then two wondering what the hell I just did.
I come out angry, go, why did I just do that?
Well, I was gonna do the what do they call those? Like the sweat tents or whatever, but they get super hot in there, and like they literally have like medical people there because people will pass
Why are
out.
you doing this
No,
stuff when you got a gorgeous room?
I wanted to go do that, and then they started telling me about all the things that happen to people in there, and I was like, that's all right, I'm gonna skip that one. Thank you though. It was like one of those give me things where they wanted you to try it out and recommend
I'm
it
just
and
going to
stuff like
sleep
that.
in that comfortable bed with the sheets and comforter and
It was, yeah. Even like I said, the breakfast. Like, yeah, can I just get some eggs came out like all formed in like the shape and it had like all this green stuff in it. And I'm like, I didn't want all that. I just wanted
no.
eggs, man.
You go to the expensive place, just to say, I want eggs and
But
cheese.
this one of those healthy places too. So
Oh.
like, no, this is one of those people go there to like get their zen back and nature.
Well,
Nature
I've
stuff.
never had Zen.
Yeah, you should go on a zen
Yeah,
walk.
at 63, get my first Zen.
I was walking with the old guy with the bald guy with the ponytail.
So, how's life treating you, Steve?
Oh, this is like 20 years
Oh,
ago.
my goodness.
And stuff like that. But I was just like, what? But the room was so nice that I was like, wow, this is like, wow.
Well, off there,
Wow.
you have to give me the name because I got to make sure I don't
I'll have to look at. Oh
stumble
no,
onto
no.
that property.
You'll know. No, it's like up in the red rocks. So like you get the zen of the red rocks glowing on you while you're sleeping, and it's like it did. It was. I'm not into that stuff. I don't understand that stuff. Let me put it that way. So it's weird to me. So I spent a lot of the weekend just being like, okay, do it. I just still don't get the whole walk around the thing, and then you end up in the middle, and you walk, and you're like, they shortcut this thing or what? Like,
Hey, who's that guy tromping through our gorgeous garden?
it's just rocks. Like, what's happening right now? Ann
Oh.
says, now we've insulted our audience here. Ann says, I work for a place like this. It's amazing how much money people have for an inclusive experience. I'm an employee, not their target market. We have some of those here. I don't know where Ann specifically works. I've never asked her which one she works at,
Okay.
but there's some of them up in Cave Creek. I actually had a friend there for a while that was a massage therapist. And she did massage stuff, on the side of her own place, but she also worked in one of those resorts, like a detox type resort, Dale. Like if so like if something like I'm just gonna like a pet dies and you feel sad, you go to these places to like, grieve and for a week, and then you come out the other side, and you're supposed to be all good or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went up there one time to like just see the place, and people are walking around with these like things with smoke coming out of them, and they're just like, oh, doing like chants, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go, I gotta get out of here. This isn't my thing.
I shall remain quiet.
Hundreds and thousands of dollars they spend on this
yeah.
stuff, man. It is like, what?
Yeah.
Tuners, like they walk around with these little tuning forks, and they hit them, and if it makes a certain sound, they know they're going the wrong direction. So they have to stop and turn around till they find the tune again, so they can stay on the right aura as they walk. Just not my thing. If you're into that, good for you. That's not my thing.
Since we're not gonna have time to
So
get
Dale,
into
don't go
else,
there in Sedona.
I'm gonna get you out of this because all you do is usually dig a hole deeper than that. Did you see your boy Floyd Merriweather has 2 felony charges against him?
Oh, what for? I saw him sparring with a YouTuber yesterday. I saw that, and dude, I get egos and I get people get them, but your special part is something stupid. Even if you're an amateur boxer, if you think you can step into a ring with Floyd Mayweather and do anything with him, you're stupid.
Well, isn't he 50 now?
It doesn't matter, Dale. It's just like you. Like, I would never like go up to you and challenge you to a fight. Not because I don't, you're at your advanced age. Because you still have that old man strength, is what I call it. Where just all you got to do is connect with one of those bad boys from back in the 90s, the Cowboys days. And you're going down. You're not going to be able to compete with it. But I saw that yesterday, but I didn't know he had felony charges too. What did he do this time?
Yeah, he was up in Vegas, and
that's where he lives.
And he went to buy a watch.
No.
And
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I've
probably.
never heard of this brand. That means it's got to be. It's not.
It's like this resort in Sedona, Dale.
It's not an Apple Watch.
It's like that resort in Sedona.
It's not even
You've
like.
Never heard of it.
It's not even like a Rolex. I can pronounce those. This is an Audemars Piguet.
Actually, I don't know I know the brand. I don't know what model that is, but yeah, those are.
Well, pronounce it for us then.
Huh?
Pronounce it.
Well, I can't do it now that you screwed it up.
It's spelled for those out there.
Yeah.
Audemars Piquet.
I don't know the model of it, but I know the brand. Yeah, thank you, Kobe. Kobe says it right. Audemars, yeah.
Don't say yeah. Kobe just said it.
When you spell it, I'm like, dude, I can't do it when you spell it like that. See, Kobe's
AP watch.
Kobe knows about it.
How much do you pay him?
Enough that he can buy this couple $100,000 watch.
So he wrote a bad check for $200,000.
Did he really?
To the place that had.
First of all, who's accepting checks?
Yeah, in this day and age.
Why is Floyd Mayweather's like my grandmother, where he's just into his fanny bag? You guys take checks?
Check from Wells Fargo account to Gold and Beyond, a high-end Vegas resale boutique.
Well, if he's getting felony charges, that means they reached out to him to clear it up, and he's refused to do it, and he's got the watch then, right?
And then, of course,
that's a federal offense.
Yeah, it's 2 felonies, and then they look into it, and Floyd Mayweather owes IRS $7.2 million.
Well, we've known that for a while.
A Las Vegas area gated community HOA. Yeah. HOA has a lien for.
He's not paying his HOA fee.
22. You HOA people.
He's got security people there and stuff like that. I will tell you this. My family's from Vegas, and a couple of them are in an industry that knows stuff about that stuff. Let's just put it that way. You can figure it out. It's Las Vegas. But he's had to cut his entourage back considerably because they were costing him so much money, and he's still got a ton of money. It's just doesn't have it's not coming in anymore.
Not coming anymore, and they're bumping.
Which is why you're going to see him do one of these fights at 50.
Yes.
Fight on Netflix coming up is because it's going to be the
kickboxer Mike Beatus.
Is that who he was sparring with the other day?
Well, that's who he's fighting on June 27th.
Oh, he's doing one of those fights. Okay, so that's why he was sparring with a YouTuber then, was getting ready for that. Okay.
In Athens, Greece.
Yeah, so the YouTuber was like all like into it, and Floyd Mayweather's got his hands down and he's just like bobbing around, and the YouTuber would step in and Floyd would just be like, bloop, and the guy would go. Sorry. Those guys know how to hit you, right?
Yeah.
Those guys know how to do things to you that you just don't know how to do. You're not skilled enough to do that. And they know how to take hits and things to that effect. It's just, I don't understand anybody that that'd be like, remember that old Joe? You probably didn't see it, but there was a show called Joe's versus Pros. So they'd have like baseball players pitchers that would throw pitches and like you have to get a hit.
Yeah.
Nobody can get a hit against these guys. Football players, like they had like running backs, like if you get past this defensive play, I think LeVar Arrington was one of them at one point, and they would just lay these kids. And these were like D1 type players.
Yeah.
They just couldn't go far, and they would just get laid the F out. Just nailed. It's like, no, I don't care who you are. You're not competing against those guys. I don't care how small, how good you were in high school.
How much you dominate a little league.
When we come back, we got a lot to do. Sorby, there's some question marks on him, Dale.
Are we going to get Diamondbacks out of the way to start the hour rather than me have to wait all the way to the end to leave in a bad mood again?
Okay, well, since
and then we can go to Sorsby, that's next savior for the Arizona Cardinals.
Carson back, baby. Carson back. Let's do it. We'll come back. Second hour, top of second hour. We'll do Diamondback. Dale wants to get it out of the way. He wants to talk about runners in scoring position, lack of hitting. Dale Hellestrae, folks. Come on back. Second hour main event next. And we're back here, second hour main event, having some fun. I was telling Dale some of the stories I've heard of Floyd Money Mayweather there in Vegas as well and stuff over the years.
APs. I might go look at an AP later this afternoon.
For the watch?
Yeah.
They're nice looking watches.
They $200,000. They better be.
They're fantastic watches. So I'm like a big watch guy. Like I love watches. Like if I was to collect anything, I would collect watches.
Really?
Like from all over the world. Watches to me are it's an art piece for your arms, and I love them to death. And you spend a ton of money on them, but then you sit there, and the thing that stops me is I'd be like, where would I wear this? Where would I wear this $3,000 watch? Let alone a $200,000 one.
Especially this new.
Special occasions. This new. So like I put it on and come here and it sparkle in the camera, and then I get home and I take it off. I'm not going to Safeway with it on. It's like Dale's Super Bowl rings. Like, what are you going to show those off at? It's very limited options.
Yes.
For you to show. Like if you go to an NFL function, you'll put it on. If you're going to like a high school football function and you want to flex a little bit on these little punk high school kids thinking they're all the crap, you put on a few Super Bowl rings as you walk in. But it's very few, in all seriousness, very few
Yeah.
functions you can wear those to.
Correct.
And that's what keeps me from collecting them. It's like, what would I do with a watch like that?
See, most of it's the money that would keep us from collecting.
Well,
But that doesn't even come up in
Steve's
world.
That's true, too. Well, they appreciate, though, Dale. That's the thing. A $200,000 watch will be worth $150 in another year or so. You gotta wait. You gotta ride the wave. Maybe that'll be my money line. I told you guys my theory on art and stuff like that, on how it's just money laundering operations. People hide money for a few years. That's all it is. That's all watches would be too. Dale, you wanted to get into it. I'm going to sit back. D-backs lose 7-0 against the lonely Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Now, they win games. I'll just say this on my piece. The Angels win games. It's not like they're the worst team in Major League Baseball. And it's hard to sweep people in this league. By the way, they're the second worst team in baseball.
No.
No, I know they're not. They're like third or fourth. They have 30 wins now?
Yeah, 30 and 44.
Okay. So I know Kansas City's behind them now. I know that because they were tied with Kansas City going into yesterday. And then I'm guessing the Giants and Rockies are still under 30, if I had to guess. If the Angels aren't the worst.
There's teams. Okay, so now you're making me look it up. The Red Sox have 29 wins. The Royals have 29 wins. Angels have 30.
Okay.
And the Rockies.
Rockies,
Giants.
All right. Yeah, I wasn't sure if Rockies. I haven't been following the Rockies and Giants this last week, so I don't know if they hit 30 yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't you follow them? You do a sports show, Steve.
So it's right because they suck. Because the Royals, because hockey and basketball's been on every night, so I'm able to. Now I got to get back. Now I'm going to go back to watching garbage baseball again. Yeah. So Boston only has 29 too, huh?
Yes. And then you got your powerful Diamondbacks saying there were 37 wins.
But my point is the Angels, they're a bad team, but they will beat you. They have guys that can hit. Mike Trout, as you saw. You saw yesterday. Congratulations, whoever caught that home run yesterday. Holy cow. That thing come down yet?
Was it inside the stadium or outside the stadium?
Jeez. Meatball right down the middle of the plate for Trout to launch out of here. But they got guys that can hit. They will beat you if you have a poor day, and that's what happened yesterday. But that's your problem, right? Is you can't have poor days against these guys. And they did. And say what you want about Merrill Kelly, so I'll give my thoughts. Say what you want about Merrill Kelly. He's struggled this year at times. Went 5 1/3, gave up 11 hits, 6 earned runs for him. Bullpen came in. Dre Jameson ended up giving up a run there in the later innings. Didn't really matter that much. But say what you want about the pitching. He still went 5 1/3, gave up six runs. You have a guy named Detmers, who's 3-5 on the season pitching for the Angels yesterday. I believe it was Detmers yesterday. Right?
Yep.
Holy heck. And you get 4 hits against this guy? What? Blame the pitching staff all you want, the starting pitcher, for giving up 6 runs. You have 4 hits off of a guy. You make him look like an all-star pitcher? 5 for 11 runners in scoring position yesterday. That's your problem. So let's keep Pavin Smith up and let's take Waldschmidt down, who was hitting.
By the way, the thing I'm looking at, runners scoring position, they were 0 for 3 yesterday. That's what I saw.
Oh, do I have the wrong one up? No, there's 7. Yesterday was 7-0, right?
0 for 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the Angels side.
Yeah.
Right. 0 for 3. My bad.
Hey.
But 0 for 3.
Hey.
But
they
only had 3 guys in runners in scoring position, too, Dale.
Whoa. Kobe, clip that.
Nope.
Because this is the second time it's happened to me today. At home for the first time in 38 years, and here on the show the first time in however long we've been together. Steve just said, Dale, you're right.
And I got to stop saying that. I've said it recently too, but it's a mistake. Dale,
clip it, Kobe.
I'm just trying to make. Yeah, I'm just trying to make Dale. Kobe's giving us the time. I'm just trying to make Dale feel special.
And my wife, the beautiful Brooke, texted a group text her. I said, Dale was right. It's a Wednesday or whatever. And I'm like,
Screenshot, bloop.
yeah, I did. And I said out to everybody, I said, this is the first time in 38 years that I've been told I'm right. Now it's 2 times in one day.
There you go.
I'm going to go play the lottery.
Well, you've used up all your luck on me. Bro. That's the problem. Yeah. But 0-3, and only 3 times runners in scoring position.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, folks. I had the wrong one up. I was trying to go off. That's why I don't go off of memory, but I also shouldn't look it up either. Apparently, it's just they can't hit. It's bottom line. They can't hit. They don't know how to hit. They can't get out of this hitting thing as well. It's just, Dale, it's almost unwatchable at this point.
Well, it's almost like pick your poison.
They're a 500 team.
We started off the show talking about this because I think it is fascinating. If say the Diamondbacks make the playoffs and they're starting tomorrow, who's starting the first game for the Diamondbacks? It's not Zach Gallen,
nope. Not
Merrill Kelly,
Soroka or Erod. Yeah,
two guys that you thought were solid 4s and 5s.
But knowing the Diamondbacks, probably a bullpen game.
That's a goofball.
I let things go, folks. I swear I do.
That's only for World Series, dude.
I still hold it against bullpen gaming it in the World Series. Yeah.
But Merrill Kelly, he has a 5 point, almost a 6 ERA.
I know.
That's unacceptable for a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball.
It's unacceptable, not just for a starting pitcher, but a guy that's supposed to be your number 1
or 2.
Yeah.
Detmers, you're making fun of him.
Yeah.
He's 3-5 this season, but he's got a 3.6 ERA.
He's pitching all right.
You know, he's got an ERA 2 runs less.
Yeah. I'm just going off of what Torrey told us the other day. Torrey said this team has a lot of talent. Where's it at? Come on, Torrey.
4 hits.
You told us this team has a lot of talent. Where's that? It's you go up and down right by the wins and stuff like that, but there's a trend here over the last 15, 16, 18, 19 games. This team's not hitting. Now, there's exceptions to it. They won yesterday, won 2 days ago. There's exceptions to it. But this is what a Diamondbacks team does with Torrey Lovullo. They go into these slumps, and they don't know how to get out of it and be consistent again.
Can I ask you one question, Steve?
Just don't know what to do, man. And if they can't figure it out, Dale, why am I going to sit here and try to figure it out?
Because it drives you crazy and you love that. Can I ask you one question? You've watched a little baseball over your lifetime.
Yeah.
When they instituted the DH, and it was controversial in the National League, isn't your DH supposed to be somebody who can either drive in runs, hit home runs, or hit for average? One of the three?
I mean, Dale, let's just go to the name of the position is designated hitter.
That's all you do.
Yeah.
You don't field.
No.
You're a designated hitter.
You'll even take walks if you want to from this guy.
On
Get him
base.
on base.
Yes.
Yeah.
Preferably you drive in runs, preferably you hit a home run down there. But it's the designated hitter.
Yeah.
Ideally, you're your best hitter.
Yeah. Diamondbacks might as well put a pitcher up there at this point.
They batted Groover 9th.
As a designated
The DH was batting 9th, number 1. And number 2.
Though they substituted Pavin in at the end of the
but
game.
hold on. Groover is batting 185.
He just got called up. Yeah.
But he's batting 185.
I know.
And then they pinch hit for him with your guy who you're up on the table, pounding the table for, Pavin Smith.
Yeah, for him to get out of town.
Who's batting 152.
And their other DH guy is Del Castillo, who's
batting 186.
Who's not hitting well either. Yeah. No, Dale, I don't understand it. If you want to give Waldschmidt consistent at bats, and you don't want him in the field. Why isn't he a DH?
Just let him DH.
Well, Dale, we're relying on too many young guys on this team.
They're putting too much pressure on the veteran.
It's just, I'm not saying, and I know a lot of people that are Diamondbacks fans and lovers and stuff. We all take heat when we say bad things about Marte online and stuff like that. But people aren't listening to what I'm saying. This team has a crap ton of talent, and they're not getting the most out of it. I like Del Castillo. Just not performing right now. I've never been a Pavin Smith fan. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I've just never been one of his fans. Waldschmidt, I like him a lot. I want to see what he can do up here. Lawler, want to see what he can do. That's the joke on this show for 2 years. Was get Lawler up here, and then they wouldn't do anything with him. And it's like, well, they still made the World Series with him. He's the secret. They didn't do anything with him, but they had him up here. They don't. They have talent on this team, and they continue to struggle. And it's just become a point where when you do this every day, Dale, when you do, if you're just a casual fan out there and you pay attention to the Diamondbacks, you watch every game, you wake up the next morning and you go, they struggled last night again. Let's move on with their lives. We have to sit here and live it, break it down, and stuff like that. You can only do so much breaking it down before you want to stab your eyeballs out. It's a serious problem. We can all see it. And there's some diehard fans out there. God bless you. God, I love you for it. But if you sit down as a diehard fan that think the Diamondbacks can do no wrong and you want to break it down, there are flaws to this team that have been here for multiple years now. And they have no desire to solve it. And that's where you just got to throw your hands up and go, we're in one of those hitting slumps right now for the last 18, 19 games. And they'll get out of it they will get out of it at some point. Every other team goes into a slump for a week or two and gets out of it. Diamondbacks, they go into it for a month or so before they start to snap out of it. And then you listen to Torrey talk, and you want to just bang your head against the wall. Just bang your head against the wall. And it's just like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. And that's the problem. We can't be distracted by great NHL playoffs anymore. We can't be distracted by NBA playoffs anymore. This is our focus for the next 3 months. Dale, I will go so far to say you and I sat down and we go, what is our schedule for the summer with July 4th coming up on a Saturday? How much time are we taking? We sat down and we went, it's only Diamondbacks. Let's just take Fridays off the rest. It went into it because we just can't wake up every day and talk Diamondbacks baseball every 5 days when it's the same thing every day.
And then you made the pronouncement, yeah, we at least got to get to the Cardinals season.
We'll go back to 5 days when July 22nd when the Cardinals go to camp.
We can't have good things.
It's basically a month off on Fridays. Because obviously we'll be back for Cardinals camp on Fridays and stuff to that effect. But we'll be here Monday through Thursday, otherwise like normal. But yeah, no, Dale, it's just I don't know what to do about it anymore. I just don't. I don't. They obviously don't want to fix it. So this is the team. They're a 500 team. Every day I watch the Diamondbacks. Like yesterday, I'm watching it. And I'm an Angels fan. I have Angels gear in my closet. I'm an Angels fan. And I'm sitting there watching that game yesterday just going, all right, Diamondbacks, this is a game. Diamondbacks do this. I'll have to wait till tomorrow now and see how they play in game 3. Can they win the series? It's frustrating, man. Frustrating. It's the same thing. Marte, 1 for 4. Perdomo, 1 for 4. Carroll, I'll run through a wall for Carroll every day of the week here. Now, Carroll's not a vocal leader. I've told you guys this. I've met him. I've talked to him and stuff. He is not one of those guys that's going to be your vocal leaders on this team. Now, in the locker room, he might be something different. I'm talking about outside of it, right? They don't have a guy on this team that can do that. Name somebody on this team that could be the spokesman. Remember the old team? You had Gonzo. You had Grace. Kurt Schilling to a certain extent, right? I'm sure for you, Jay Bell could talk out there.
Oh, come on, your boy Matt Williams, your buddy, your dinner buddy.
I'd take Matt Williams on this team. The Diamondbacks wouldn't want him. Matt Williams was as tough as a player out there. It's just his personality was unlikable.
It could be abrasive.
But he was an absolute talent out there. If he was on this team, oh my, he'd be off in 2 seconds. They'd kick him off this team in 2 seconds because he wants to win too hard. That's where you get frustrated. That's where I get frustrated. As a guy that's 48, 49 years old now, how old I am? 49 years old. And I've talked about this with Marte. Everybody this town falls in love with. I don't want to see Marte go anywhere. But it drives me nuts, the stuff he does away from the fielder, days off, stuff like that. Because the guys that I want to see out there are the, Larry Fitzgeralds. He's got Max Hall throwing him passes than those guys. And we're still rooting for Larry. He's out there working his butt off, trying to set a standard for the team, do all that stuff. And it's just like, man, who on this team's like that? Carroll. But then he's not one of those vocal guys, so you can't rally around him. They don't have anybody on this team that you can go to as a reporter that you can go to, put a microphone in front of them, and they can bring some levity to the situation or talk to you honestly about it or something like that. Name one. Name one. All the media sources here in town tell me who that guy is on this Diamondbacks team. There isn't one. Yeah, they talk to people in the locker room and stuff like that. But name one that's in front of the microphone all the time to talk about their team. It's frustrating.
All I have to do is look at the DH position and Merrill Kelly. Again,
well, you can add Zach Gallen into that mix too.
I'm just saying a 6 ERA. I'm just saying from last night, a 6 ERA and the average of 152 and 85, 62, 72, 80, 30. So the difference basically, your DH is averaging about 170.
Yeah,
batting 170.
And like I said, your excuse to send Waldschmidt down was he needs to work and get every day at bats. But why not put him as DH?
And if you're going to bat him ninth, why not have him in there?
The excuse, and Bruce Cooper yesterday on this program said it best, Well, if it's going to hurt his at-bats with Gurriel coming back, why isn't it going to hurt Gurriel's at-bats with him coming back? It's just the nonsensical nonsense that comes out of this team. And I'll be the first one. I'm the first one to tell you. The Diamondbacks hurt themselves because they do talk too much. But it's because they don't make sense when they talk, and that's where it gets annoying. I watch a lot of baseball out there. I watch a lot of managers. I tell you guys, I'm not a Yankees fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I watch a lot of their games and their organization and how it works. And their manager, he gets out there and he says what he needs to say and gets out. None of that bloviating stuff, and we want this guy to go down and work on this and work on that and work on that. Well, why can't he work on that up here? Because what they want Waldschmidt to work on in AAA, those pitchers don't throw those pitches down there. If they did, they'd be up here in Major League Baseball throwing those pitches. There's a reason those pitchers are down there and not up here. It's because they don't throw them that way. It just drives me nuts, Dale. And then you go out there and it's an 0 for 7. Put in effort. If they would have lost that game 7-6 yesterday, you'd feel better about it. These constant just no-shows on the hitting side, it's just bad. Show some effort. 4 hits. I told Dale, I put a compilation together. It's going to take half the show on the hits from yesterday's game. All sarcastic because there's 4 against the Angels. I'm wearing my Angels gear today during the game. Should have brought it. Should have put it. Should have brought it in today. My jersey. It's too small.
You have Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan.
I know what I don't. I have a generic one. I don't think has a number on it, but I had a Reggie Jackson one for a while. When he tried to kill the Queen of England. Dale has no idea what that reference was.
No.
0 idea what that reference. That's why I'm laughing. It's not because it's a funny bit. You've ever seen Naked Gun?
I think I might have.
He's gonna kill the Queen. Let's get to the comments here. Hit us up.
Is that Leslie Nielsen?
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen. The first one with OJ. OJ was in that back in the day. Are we allowed to talk about that? Robert says the Red Sox and Royals haven't had the good fortune of playing the Diamondbacks yet. That's why
they only have 29 wins.
Robert says Detmers is better than anyone the D-backs have. I disagree with that. He's a good pitcher. Like I said, he's not a bad pitcher. But the talent on this team, this is where I get frustrated. Watch the Giants play baseball, which I haven't watched them in the last week or so because, like I said, I was paying attention to hockey and baseball. But I've watched a lot of San Francisco Giants baseball this year. And it's been up and down and off and down and stuff like that. It's frustrating for them as well. They're tinkering with the lineups. They're doing different changes. Right. They're working. You could see them actively changing the M&Ms, as I like to say, change something. And the Diamondbacks are like, here's your lineup today again. It's amazing. Robert also says there's only a couple DHs that are pure hitters. Otani and Alvarez. Most teams use it so-called a day off for a position player. Well, yeah, but here's the thing though. Dale, I got a project for you today. Go through every DHer for every team in Major League Baseball and tell me what the average batting average is of them. I'm willing to put money at Dale's not going to do that. I'll just say no. But just so you know, don't get your hopes up. But here's my thing. I'm willing to bet you there are very few DHers that are batting 150
Yeah.
that the Diamondbacks have, all three of them. I'll bet you there's very few of them. Because it is typically used as an off day for guys. Hey, you're just not going to play the field today. Or older players, get them out of the field for a day or two and stuff like that. But I'm willing to bet you there's very few of them that are in the 150, 120 range that the Diamondbacks guys are at. And then Ann says, if the hitting is so bad, what's the hitting coach doing to improve it? It doesn't seem like anything has changed. They've changed their hitting coach several times over the years, and we've had this problem for a bunch of years now, at least partially through the season. But you got to keep in mind also, Dale, they will snap out of this hitting issue they have, and then they're going to look like they're a playoff team here for a month or two. What they do. I'm waiting for that to happen on this Tory team because it happens every year. When they went to the World Series that year, that July was the most abysmal July we've ever seen from a Major League Baseball team. And they woke up in August and September, made the playoffs, go on the one to the World Series. It's going to happen. Just when is it going to happen? It's usually a month or so after it goes and stuff. And also says if the hit, she also said, Robert says all-time great, Tommy Pham. The Diamondbacks have gotten away from every tough guy on this roster. Robert, I know Robert agrees with me on that because we've talked about that before. But Ann also says, also with trades coming soon, while you have talked about Gallen and Gurriel, do you think Soroko's an option since he only signed a 1-year deal? Depends where they are in their standings. I've told you guys already, every team that's out of the playoff run or don't think they're going to make a playoff run, you're going to see them unload as much talent as possible, especially 1-year deal guys expiring this year, because the strike coming is going to influence a lot of this stuff coming up. So if the Diamondbacks are deemed out of it, if they go on a big losing streak and they don't think they can go on a run, Soroka will be a guy they will trade. Absolutely. Because he's only a 1-year deal for him.
It is a very unique situation, and you brought this up a month ago, the fact that there are teams who are looking forward to next year and either going to be half a season, it won't be a full, normal Major League Baseball season.
Well, the other side, they just don't want him on the thing. They want to unload him, get the draft picks, get the capital for him, and then whatever it is, then you're set up. So if there is a salary cap, okay, everybody else is good. All the big teams are going to have to shrink to get under that salary cap, and you're sitting there going, okay, we can sign these guys now to come in underneath that salary cap. So this is how he plays. But it all just depends on where they stand. And when it comes to what are we, a month and a half away from the trade deadline still? And I'm like I told you before, I'm not sure if 500 is going to get you even close to the playoffs this year. You might have to be 10. You might have to be at 89, 90 wins this year to be in that wild card race. So 500 is not going to cut it coming up as well. Robert says they have 2 hitting coaches. I mean, they've done this all the time. They changed pitching coaches, and they got worse last year. And their pitching coach, their 100-year-old pitching coach, left and went to Cincinnati last year, and Cincinnati's pitching was better last year. Even when we lose hitters and players, they go someplace else and dominate, Dale. And then even when we lose coaches, they go someplace else and things improve there. Tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, we lose these guys, but we haven't lost one guy.
You're about to lose me. Just kidding. It's just, you got to figure it out, man. Here's the other thing. They signed this 18-year-old phenom from Korea. He was going to be like one of the top 2 guys there in the KO league for the initials and stuff to that effect. $1.5 million what they get for 18 years old. Pitcher and shortstop. Which instantly, if you don't know about him, instantly tells you, Otani ain't in that level, folks. I'm just going to tell you now, is not in that level. So then you sit there and you go, all right, what are they going to focus on, pitching or fielding? They have a shortstop, don't they, Dale? last I checked. Now, this
Yeah.
kid's 18 years old. Torrey yesterday said in the press conference that they're going to develop him as a shortstop, not as a pitcher.
Okay.
No, he's 18 years old. I don't know. But if he's as good as they say he is, didn't that tell you he should be pretty good already? I'm not saying he takes over Perdomo now. June Sang Eum. So I'm going to pronounce it. 18-year-old, dual player, right hand pitcher, shortstop. They say they're going to develop him as a shortstop. If you're that good at 18 years old, you should be up into the major leagues pretty quickly, right? So how's that going to work in development? Something to just keep an eye on.
Well, guess what? I don't really care about that. Whenever that happens, that I'm worried about today.
Oh, no, just
and the
mentioning
Philadelphia Slugger, maybe he's going to be the antidote for this when he gets eligible to play.
Oh, the other thing you got to wonder is a lot of time these two-way players, like Ohtani, when he came over for the deal, they flat out told teams he will be a pitcher and a fielder. Period. End of story. He's going to do both. And don't even bother signing him if you don't want him to do both, because he's going to do both. How much of that was in these discussions with the Diamondbacks as well? As they say they're going to develop him as a shortstop, not as a pitcher, coming up here as well. So, no, just interesting to see those dynamics. We'll learn more about that, of course, but the signing is official. I saw him in the press conference yesterday. He was like, the first time I've ever been in America. And he came to Arizona on June 16th when it's 112 degrees outside.
Send me back.
Wrong time of year to come, kid, if you want to go that route as well. Hey, want to see something fun? Well, first of all, throw up the wild card standings, Kobe, for me, if you will. Get you updated on that. Yeah, with the loss yesterday, I mean, Diamondbacks are still right there. Like I said, you want to keep as few teams in front of you as possible. But they're still 4-6. They've been 4-6 in their last 10 for a while now. But they're 37-36. There's on the Diamondbacks, 3 games. 3 teams are ahead of them right now. They're within striking distance still, but look at this jumble. That's what I'm talking about. Pirates are 37-37. Marlins 36-38. Even the Reds 35-37. That's a tough division there as well. You have 6 teams vying for these 3 spots. Realistically, the last spot there as of right now, somebody could go on a run, but 6 teams vying for that last spot. That's where the question of the trade deadline comes into. You could be in this hunt, but realize you're not going to pass 6 teams to get up there. So it might just be where you kind of, like I said, with the strike looming, you wave the white flag and get rid of your 1 year, your single year guys that expire this year, and stuff to that effect. So it is something to pay attention to, moving forward in this wild card hunt that the Diamondbacks are in as well. So, but Dale, when you watch other teams out there, and this is where I also get frustrated. Part of my problem is I watch a lot of other teams. Athletics have been fun to watch this year. They just got done with that Las Vegas series. That was home runs galore. That was so much fun. Other teams out there are playing hard, running bases, doing the right things out on the base paths where they're fun to watch. Check out this yesterday. This is a slide that happens. Tell me the last time you saw an effort like now. Corbin Carroll will stretch a double to a triple, and work it and be exciting on that side. But show me, other than Carroll, let's just take him out of it. Last time you just saw this type of effort from somebody on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Look at this slide into home plate.
And why not send Jacob Wilson? Here's the throw though, and Willie's going to get tagged.
What a slide!
Even he's like, what did I just do? That worked? Even he's like, that worked?
That looked like me when I fall down. Boom, I roll over on my back.
That's part of my problem. That's where my perspective comes on the Diamondbacks. Is I do watch a lot of other baseball. And I watch Miller, San Diego scuffling, I get it, but I watch their closer. And I give Soroka a ton of credit this year. He's the most improved player, most surprising player on this Diamondbacks team this year in terms of the goodness. Because I watch him close games, and I'm like, did he just throw a 92 mile per hour, curveball right over the middle of the plate, and the guy's missing it and swinging on it? But I'm more of a Matt Miller type of closer where just go out there and overpower guys, right, and stuff to that. But then you see those types of efforts. You see Diamondbacks, you'll see effort in the outfield making catches, especially with the young guys out there. But you just see the hard baseball out there, stuff like that. And then I watch a Diamondbacks game, and you're just like, "Where's be there on Sunday, Dale? Wish me luck."
All right, we
Minnesota Twins. Yeah, you wanted to talk about them. I wanted to just blow them off.
And we spent 26 and a half minutes too long.
I tried to blow them off, Dale. You're the one that said you wanted.
You usually
to
wait till the end, and I walk out of here with indigestion.
And now you have it now. When we come back, we got to talk Sorsby College World Series. Get you updated on as well.
Go Cardinals!
We are 2 days away from the U.S. men's national team facing Australia coming up. An announcer started a fight between the two countries.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Yeah, some American announcer ran his mouth. Now Australia hates us.
They're going to play harder.
It's going to be the toughest game that U.S. has in this opening deal here on a Friday night for them as well. But we'll get you updated on all that. So come on back. Main event. Welcome back to the main event. Just Dale wanted to talk to him. 12:40 today, first pitch.
You got Erod.
It's Erod today? Not Sirocco?
That's Erod. Huh. Amazing.
Good for him.
Say it again.
Nope.
Say it again.
Nope. All right, Erod, get us this win of the series. 12:40 p.m. Go see Mike Trout and the boys today. Guy has so much talent. Just wasted it away in L.A. Angels. Thanks to Artie Moreno, U of A grad, ruining that franchise.
He lives here in the valley.
But he does. I bet he does. And his kids don't want it, so they want him to sell it. His kids don't even want it. Even the kids are like, we don't want your crappy team, Dad. Unload it. Robert says that June Sang Eum is 17 years old. Yeah, I read a week or two ago when they said they were going to win. It's the international player bidding you have to do. When he was going to win it, that he was 17 then. But then I was reading this morning, several outlets had him as 18-year-old. So I don't know if he had a birthday or what, but Robert says he is still 17 out there as well for the new kid. We'll have to see. But yeah, Robert's right too. I forgot about this. They drafted a high school shortstop last year with the first pick, Jacob Wilson from GCU. They drafted as a shortstop. So they're really piling in those shortstops. I wonder if it's the same like football. Because like in football, if you're a line guard and they draft a guard, you're like, oh, they drafted my replacement. Is it that way in baseball? Is Perdomo going, now they got two guys playing my position?
Yeah.
Start playing better?
I don't think it's quite the same.
Not the same.
Hey, are you a Scotland soccer World Cup soccer fan?
I am this year. because it's as close to Ireland as you can get.
Did you see what they did?
Well, they won. They beat Haiti.
No,
they
more
beat Haiti.
importantly than beating Haiti.
Oh, there's something more important than beating Haiti?
Did you see they drank Boston out of beer?
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Does that shock anybody?
Go ahead, Scotland.
Well, what's more impressive? They drink Boston out of beer, or Boston, we just learned, don't stock enough beer.
Yeah, they drink 4 times as much beer as the bars.
I was reading that, compared, because bars up there, and restaurants up their alcohol content in certain cities, depending on who was there. And I read the story on it, and I don't remember what it said, but they more than doubled their alcohol content for a June in Boston, and they still went through it to where now they're all like panicking, trying to get orders in and everything.
Said that it tripled St. Patrick's Day alcohol
Is that what
consumption.
it tripled was? Yeah, I was trying to remember what I read on that. Yeah, good for them. Good for them.
That's my new favorite team besides the
Scotland?
U.S.
Mm.
Who's the star for Scotland?
I have no idea. No idea. Bunch of pasty white guys, sheep farmers, sheep herders. I think that's who running it.
They're called the Tartan Army, Steve. If you want to be a member of them, put that little kilt on.
Nope.
Make sure you wear something underneath.
I am
Steve.
not Scottish.
Yeah, put something on underneath.
Hey, we talked about this option for the Cardinals earlier, and since we're about to talk about Sorsby as an option, Cam Jordan's going back to the Saints for a 1-year deal. Local product, Cam Jordan. What high school did he go to, Dale?
Chandler High School, Steve.
Chandler High School. Parents still live here.
Is there any other school in Chandler Mesa area?
Nope. Autumn went to Chandler as well. So there we go.
Good things come out of Chandler High School.
Is that it? Yeah. You say so. We had to get security at Dobson at one point because Chandler kids are coming over and stealing out of our cars. Go Wolves. Yeah, Cam Jordan back to the Saints, which is interesting because they were negotiating. Cam was like, "Yeah, you're not going to pay me enough, so I'm out. I'm done." And now he's back again. Did they up their price? We don't know the history. Did they up their price, or did Cam go, I got another year in me. I'd like to play again. I'll take the.
I have a feeling there was a probably a little bit more from the Saints and a little less from Cam Jordan. And why do you want to move at what is this? 14 years.
15, I think 16, something like that.
Well, why do you want to move? Why do you want to move?
It's that whole thing we talked about before with Gillespie, he can probably go and make money at another team like J.J. Watt did, but you're going into an unfamiliar situation. Things aren't the same. You're used to that routine. At that age, your career's almost over. Just finish it up there.
Well, I wouldn't compare him to Gillespie. I would compare him to J.J. Watt. Because Gillespie's been, 2 years?
Well, I'm just saying Gillespie, just the atmosphere of going someplace else and they do things differently.
Well, right.
But yeah, 2 years. Say 2 years compared to 16.
Well, and let's also probably take into account that maybe Cam Jordan talked to a few teams and they weren't going to blow his socks off with.
That's the last thing.
Hey, we'll pay you $20 million. Saints only pay you $10 million. Oh, okay.
He'd look really good in Cardinal red for a year.
That would be the only other team that would make sense
to come back home.
I think they're saving all their money for Sorby.
Unless he wants to win, then you go to Baltimore with like.
I just say, is the Saints where you're going if you want to win?
No. I'm saying you said Cardinals are the only other one that makes sense. I go unless winning was an option for him, but even then, man, going to a winning team, you don't always fit in those situations,
right? And everything's just a little different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So good for him. Good for him going back to New Orleans. Grew up in Chandler and went to New Orleans. My God, that guy's lived in dumps of cities.
I'll let you carry on from there.
I'd like to thank all the viewers from Chandler right now. By the way, I grew up in Chandler, just so you know.
Yeah, but you've always told me the good side of Chandler.
Yeah, it was right on the Chandler Mesa border right there. I lived in Chandler growing up and everything, but Dobson's in Mesa across. I had to cross the canal, and I was in Mesa, safe. Yeah. So every time I was like, "Oh, I'm in Chandler," I would just take a couple steps across the canal, and I'd be in Mesa, and be like, "Oh, home." more comfortable here.
You're
Yeah, Sorsby.
You're so stupid sometimes.
Here's the question. Here's the question. Sometimes, a lot of times. Here's the question about Sorsby. Is the NFL going to let him into the supplemental draft? Dale.
Well, it's interesting because I did read something last night that said the NFL, when they redid all the eligibility things and code of conduct and all that, they tightened it because it used to not include people who were not in the NFL yet. But they tightened it for people who are not in the NFL yet.
If you bet on your own team in the NFL, it's a mandatory 2-year suspension.
And for all intents and purposes, it's a lifetime suspension.
You're not coming back from a 2-year gambling. Unless you're Tom Brady, you might get an opportunity after 2 years.
Yeah, and if Tom Brady's betting.
I mean, this is a big deal. And that's what I kind of questioned yesterday, and you said no, if I remember correctly. I said, him having a gambling, because here's the problem he's got. One, it's proven he gambled not just on his team in Indiana, but he gambled on the sports in general also. So that's been proven. His problem is, what has been their defense for him to be eligible this year? He's got a disease. He's got a sickness. He needs help with it. He needs to be regulated. He needs to be watched. Implying, hey, he ain't over this, man. This is a serious problem for him. It's going to be a constant issue with this guy. And if it was alcoholism, if it was drugs, Josh Gordon was on NFL teams for 100 years, and that guy couldn't get off the weed. There's favoritism there, but you get caught gambling in the NFL, guys got suspended, Dale, because they just loaded the app up on a team plane, which is a NFL team plane, and when they're on it, traveling, they report them in, boom, instantly suspended for half a season or whatever it was. It's a big deal. I'm not too sure. And even if they do allow him to go in the supplemental draft, this is where it could get interesting as well, Dale. Where you take a chance on him.
Well,
he could get suspended for some time before
here's
he's
the
even
thing.
allowed to play.
He's got a pro day July 10th.
Well, not officially yet, because we don't have the supplemental draft. That's the date scheduled for it, but they haven't said he's eligible. They have to allow him to go into the supplemental draft. I think that
they'll figure out. So let's just assume that, yes, pro day goes off and the NFL has a supplemental draft. We have to assume that if we're even going to talk about it. Because if we're going to say, that might not even happen, well, then why are we even talking about it?
Well, no, but that's my argument here is could we see the situation where there's just no supplemental draft? They don't let him into the NFL this year. You can go to the draft next year, kid, but not this year. We're not doing because the supplemental you have to ask for permission to do. Mm-hmm. The NFL draft, I can declare myself for the NFL draft next year.
Well, they might start a supplemental draft for you. Steve McCollum's pro days at Thompson High School on a little patch of grass that Coach Clark kicked him off of.
But let's say there is a supplement. That is still a threat. We have to pay attention. But if there is a supplemental draft, teams will take him off the board because of this situation. How many?
So here's how freaking warped my mind is about our local sports team. First of all, when the Knicks won, everybody's like, 53 years, it's been so long. Suns have been around since 68. They've never won.
Cardinals have won.
The Suns have never won one.
Yeah, no. 58 years.
Cardinals have only been here since 88.
Yeah, but they won one back in Chicago in the 20s. You want to know how I know that? Because I met Michael Bidwell one time, and he had the ring on, the championship ring on.
Anyways, here's how
he wasn't even alive then.
Here's how warped my mind goes local sports-wise now. I'm now convinced, again, we're assuming that the pro day goes off and the NFL allows the supplemental draft, and so he's eligible.
Yes.
That the Cardinals take him, say, third round.
Yep.
He'll revert to gambling and or be a bust.
Yeah, and you've wasted a third round pick.
If any of the 31 other teams take him, he's going to be a Pro Bowler and never have another bout with gambling.
No, because he won't do that with the Jets and the Browns. Those
them,
teams aren't.
We'll be watching them celebrate a damn championship.
How many years has it been since the Jets done it?
68.
I said it yesterday. I was thinking more about this last night as well. Cardinals need to put their name in for it. I'm just telling you. I need to see their name in there. Now, they have different opinions, of course. I don't care if they put it in the 6th round. They don't even want him. Every NFL team has done research on him already because there was a chance he was coming out this year.
Yes.
So it's not like everybody's like, oh, no, we didn't do any research on this kid. They've all done it. They've all projected where they would have drafted him at and all that going. Then when he didn't become eligible, they put it aside. So they have a lot of that stuff. Now, what's his health like? Don't forget he's coming off of an injury on top of it. What's his health like? But the way they've been defending this to make him eligible for college, I think they might have screwed up here on the NFL side.
Yeah.
They now have to turn around and convince NFL teams it's not a sickness. It's not as bad as you've been hearing. He's healed from it.
Hey,
It's going to be an ongoing thing. Then the therapist of his said he has manic depression where he can barely function in everyday things. For your starting quarterback, they were using this stuff as defense to keep him eligible in college.
Don't you, as his representative, go, that was all ploy.
That's what they're going to be doing. On the pro day, everybody's be going there going, we were just trying to keep him eligible. We were throwing everything against the wall to keep him eligible. He is a 100% healthy kid. He doesn't gamble anymore. We were just trying to keep him from getting in trouble. You have to do it, right? But now they have to convince these teams that everything they've been saying isn't true. Good luck with that, man. They get paid a lot of money to do that. But my other side of it is normally I would say I'd want to see the Cardinals put it in as a 3rd rounder. But they muddied the waters here with Carson Beck drafting him as a 3rd rounder. Are you going to possibly waste 2 third round picks should contribute on your team in their first year, and they should become a starter within a couple years after that. And they should be a more integral part of your team in a couple years after that. Are you going to quote unquote waste 2 third round picks on 2 quarterbacks if they don't work out? You don't have the time. Now, if you're Baltimore or you're, name another good team, Rams, you could take a chance and waste a 3rd round pick on them. And if it doesn't work out, you just, move on. Cardinals need to fill 1,000 holes on this team. You can't be wasting 3rd round draft picks. They don't pan out. I don't know. It's going to be fascinating. If it's a 1st or 2nd rounder, though, Dale, you might see me lose my mind in the supplemental because of what's around him. I don't care what you say. I don't care how healthy he is. I don't care how much they convince you he doesn't have a gambling problem moving forward. Look, I don't know. How much of it was made up stuff? How much of it was, a serious... I'm not making fun of it. How much of it was a serious disease, and stuff to that effect? This is his problem. It went public. If he would have gone pro last year, Dale, how many of us would know he has a gambling problem? Very few of us.
Probably not many of us.
And very few of us, if any of us. This is an amazing situation for him, and I don't know. And if you get him in the 3rd round because you put it in, but I'm just curious. I could see the Jets and the Browns obviously putting in for him. But again, you're going to waste a 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round pick on a guy that could get suspended for 2 years because he puts a bet on your team in his first season. Plus, like I said, you got suspension question marks. Technically, the rules have tightened. He could technically get suspended by the NFL for gambling.
And obviously, I believe that will be taken care of before.
But you could even go so far as to say kid continues to need mental help with his gambling addiction. So his first year, we're going to put him on the not authorized to play list, but you get the rights to him. And we're going to put him on the whatever it is, NFI list or whatever it was, non-football related injury list. And he's going to go on that, and he's going to work on himself and work on his gambling stuff away from football for a year. And then we'll bring him back after that. And I agree with you. I think they would know that beforehand. But this situation is just unprecedented out there. keep in mind, they drafted Josh Gordon in the supplemental draft because he became ineligible because he had a weed problem. And he was drafted. I think he was a third rounder.
Okay, so I'm sorry that I was
No,
distracted.
you're fine.
I was
You're
trying to
looking
pull.
something
I
up.
was trying to pull up the third round picks. So you tell me if you're wasting a third round pick. Obviously this year Carson Beck. We don't know yet. Last year it was a kid named Jordan Birch.
He played all right. Local kid. He played all right last year. I mean, rookie. He contributed.
Okay.
He did what a third round pick should do. Now he should get better and step up and become a starter over the next couple of years. But
He should.
yeah, but he contributed last year.
Guy named Isaiah Adams in 24.
Okay, who? Offensive lineman, if you don't know. But yeah, who?
Elijah Jones.
Yeah, who?
Garrett Williams in 23.
Solid player.
Cameron Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Who?
And Micah Sanders.
I'm sorry, what? Are these real names you're giving us?
Josh Jones in 2020.
I think he gave me a fries at McDonald's yesterday.
Mason Cole, that stalwart offensive lineman that's been around for 10 years now. Brandon Williams, a cornerback.
If that's true, it's with another team.
Yeah. Well, the one that is a star, Zach Allen, defensive lineman. So
they just didn't want to pay him.
Yes. Conventional wisdom says third-round picks are valuable.
Yeah, they are. That's why everybody's losing their mind when they took Carson Beck with a third round pick.
But if you don't pick the right guy,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And that's my argument. Do you have faith that Monty and this team picks the right guys in the draft?
I'm sitting here listening to other people talk yesterday and the day before about now it's Carson Beck can start the first game of the season.
And I don't agree with that. I know I had fun with that. I don't think he should start, especially with this schedule. But if you're when are
you going to start?
No. But if you're 1-4, well, here's the thing: he can take 4 or 5 games to get the NFL structure underneath him before you throw him to the wolves. You know this. You go through training camp and you're like, oh, I got this, I'm ready to play. Well, week 1 and week 2, you're like, wait, what is this? What are we doing? We have film today. What? Now we got to do this. Now we got to do this. Then get what? Your head's just spinning. Now put yourself in a quarterback position. That gives him 3-4 weeks to get down. But if you're 1-5, you got to put him out there.
Well, two things.
You got to put him out there.
2 things. I was telling this story over the weekend. My rookie year in '85, our first preseason game, and I started. We played a team called the Chicago Bears.
What year was that?
85.
So were they hosting a Super Bowl trophy at that point?
No, they're fixing to.
They're about to. Okay. Yeah.
And I remember walking off that field going, if this is what every NFL team's like.
And this was back when the starters started the game.
You played like quarter and a half.
Yeah. So you were going up against Singletary and
Hampton, Michael, Richard Dent. Yeah. I'm like, if this is what every NFL team's like, I ain't got it.
Dale's a rookie.
I ain't got it. Only to realize as the time went on, that's maybe the best team.
Did you call your dad and be like, I'll be home in a couple weeks
hey, Dad,
when I get cut?
I can't wait to get the hell out of here if every team's like this.
But that's what I mean. That's why I don't think he should start the season with their schedule.
But I say John Holmberg said, here's what the Cardinals are going to do. I already got it set up. They'll start Brissett or somebody else if Brissett's not signed. And they'll wait to start Carson Beck. I think it's the 6th or 7th game of the season. They play the Rams in L.A.
Yeah, no. He has to start on our home game.
And have that defense. Because Aaron Donald will probably be back by then.
No, because that's what I mean. I think it's week 6 they play the Rams. They'll be either 0-5 or 0, and then they go 0-6. Then you go, okay, now it's time. But you're also ramping them up on the sideline.
But again, that's what normal sane people will do. Yeah. Arizona Cardinals will start in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I don't know. They took another payment out the other day, and
did they?
And I literally I got the email and I went, oh crap, I forgot it. I forgot this is still happening. I mean, I have no problem with Sorby being an Arizona Cardinal. It's just If they didn't take Carson Beck at 3 next year, I'd be like, do a third-round draft pick on him. Take a chance on the kid. What's the worst thing that happens?
Mm-hmm.
Next year, you're without a third. You can do some stuff to manipulate or whatever. But this kid, I like Sorby as a football player. If he was coming out of this draft, forget about Ty Simpson. I would have been like, you get Sorsby. You get back in that first round and get Sorby at that point if he's still there. You make that move is what you do. I like this kid as a quarterback. There's just the outside issue. And he's not an alcoholic, Dale. He's not a drug person that gets a few games suspension. He's looking at half a season, 2 years out of the league because he loads up a gambling accidentally. That is a big take for a third-round draft pick.
Well,
Big
again,
risk.
I'm talking to the guy. I have to be convinced that he's learned his lesson. And again,
how has he learned his lesson? He's had no punishments.
Well, he's been raked over the coals nationally. But what I was going to say is, because I almost punched Nash in the face yesterday when he said this.
You guys got animated. I know. It was great.
He said, I will be morally incensed if the Cardinals would take Sorsby. Yeah. I looked at it and said, this isn't domestic violence. This isn't a rape charge. This isn't anything physical. He gambled. He and by the way, he probably had $1 million of NIL money. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, he got a down payment. If he didn't get all $6 million, he got a big chunk of it.
But he had it last year in Cincinnati. It wasn't obviously as much as now or at Texas Tech, but he had a total of $90,000 bet. That for a college kid, that sounds obscene.
Isn't it amazing though? Like the NBA has a referee that literally was taking phone calls from a known gambling referee, and people just shrug it off.
He's
but
still
Sorsby gambles.
Finals.
He gambled against his own team when he was at Indiana as a freshman and didn't play. And he gambled other than that. And people are – I agree with that. Now, the Texas Tech head coach said something that I agree with in fundamentals. I just don't want to hear about it from the head coach of Texas Tech is what's worse, him gambling on other things other than his team or killing a guy driving fast on the road?
Yeah.
Or domestic violence, killing your wife or hurting your wife or whatever, or girlfriend because you're mad at her or whatever. What's worse in your eye? Everybody deems gambling is worse if they do. And I don't.
No, I don't buy that for 1 second.
But the problem is, regardless of how you feel about it, the penalty for gambling in the NFL is worse.
Yeah.
Are you going to throw away a third-round pick on the chance?
No. See, I think
a guy can be kicked out of the league because of it.
I think that number one, the NFL will have a decision, maybe not publicly, but private to all teams.
Yeah.
It says yes. He will not be suspended.
Yeah. Well, I mean, take it true. If he gets drafted, he ain't starting week 1.
No.
Anyway, he's not playing this year regardless.
But you want him to practice. You want to be part of the – but I'm just saying that the NFL will have a decision in the next month or whenever the supplemental draft
is.
Well,
like you said, they're doing the workout early July, and then the supplemental draft will be at the end and stuff like that. It's just – I don't know. It's a – because of the way the rules are set up, it's a bigger risk. Because I'm a big fan of – not drafting a guy. Now, drugs are to me are a different thing because a lot of people, especially with what football players go through, a lot of them will partake in, the weed and stuff to make their bodies feel better, recovery, etc. So those ones I can put aside. But if you're out there speed driving and doing that, I'll take a long, hard look if I want you on my team.
Yeah.
And you killed somebody while driving, stuff like that. I'll take a long, hard look at that. And those penalties aren't as egregious as gambling. It's just, it's one thing to take a guy in the 5th or 6th round a chance on him and he gets suspended for gambling. Those draft picks rarely work out. But it's first, second, or third rounder, and then all of a sudden he's out of the league a year into it.
Maybe
it ain't worth it.
Just maybe if the Cardinals take him in the 3rd round, it can be just like the Cowboys in '89 taking Troy Aikman and Steve Walsh.
Here's how it would go, Dale. Is you talk about homework and his negativity. Here's how it would go. Cardinals would draft him. He sits out this year, comes back next year, and he's your quarterback of the future. He gets him into the playoffs. They go on this big playoff run. The Saturday before the Super Bowl, you find out he gambled on the Cardinals. He had a moment lapse during the playoff run. And he gave money to somebody else to gamble on the Cardinals and out for the Super Bowl. And the Cardinals lose the Super Bowl because Sorsby is out of the league because he gambled on the team. That's how it's going to go for us.
Hey, I would take that in a heartbeat. The Cardinals make it to the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
Or it'll be like they have the best team in football, and then the playoffs start and they lose in the first round because Sorsby has to sit out because they're looking into gambling. FBI's looking into gambling. That's how it's going to go.
The
The
Valley,
most monumental pain.
The Valley can't have nice.
They got to have their name. This is where it's kind of that deal is if they got him, I wouldn't be up in arms. If it's a first or second, I'll be up in arms. But I'm not going to go up in arms on him because I think he's a good enough talent. And plus, you're weighing it against who's coming on the draft next year with where you think your draft pick will be. You know, I would take Sorsby over Arch Manning in terms of talent right now. I would. Hey, really quick, bracket update, College World Series. Your Trojans knocked out of the College World Series yesterday. Folks, this is going to be a great game today, 2 p.m. Eastern time. What's that? 11 a.m. our time. Tune into ESPN. North Carolina, West Virginia matchup.
That's an elimination game?
North Carolina has to lose twice. The West Virginia has to win game 1, and then winner of game 2 would go. North Carolina just has to win a game.
I just want West Virginia to win one game so I can hear West Virginia.
Well, they advance to the championship game. This is going to be a fantastic matchup today. And then Dale,
who else was playing in the other?
Our favorite team, Texas Longhorns, got eliminated yesterday.
So now who's playing from that?
Georgia and Oklahoma. The team that isn't ranked has gone. This is how crappy the SEC is, folks. The team that wasn't ranked went through the winners bracket undefeated. They have to lose twice. The ranked teams in the SEC are all in the losers brackets. The unranked team in Oklahoma, that is how stupidly ridiculous the SEC is. The numbers for their rankings are garbage. They're made up to make them look better. They're not good, Dale. Every ranked team lost to Oklahoma in this tournament. The unranked team in Oklahoma. Go SEC! So you got today. You've got Oklahoma, Georgia tonight, 4 p.m. our time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Oklahoma, Georgia. Oklahoma has to lose 2. You're going to get the unranked SEC team in the title game here, folks, against North Carolina or West Virginia. The unranked one, the worst SEC team is going to advance. This is how garbage the ranking system is around the SEC.
Damn. Or you could look at it very educatedly.
They're so tough that even the unranked bad teams are good.
That's the way you should look at it, Steve. No, that even the unranked teams belong there.
The worst team in the SEC is about to play West Virginia or North Carolina.
I think next year, there should be 7 SEC teams. We'll pick 1 at large.
Well, I tell you this. I told you this before the tournament started. I thought North Carolina or West Virginia is going to win the College World Series this year. And I still think it's going to be one of those 2 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're not going to have an SEC win. And that's not my bias. I just think North Carolina is just unbelievably tough. They can come back from anything. Now, can West Virginia get past? If they do, I think West Virginia would win it all as well. But, hey, if the SEC was any good, they would have had Alabama, Texas, who are ranked, Georgia. They'd have them in the final game. But Oklahoma's sitting there undefeated.
5.
Waiting for the thing. Yeah, and the worst team is in there.
5.
The team, unranked team,
right,
Dale,
which is why you got to put more in, just like in football and basketball.
No.
The worst SEC team is better than the best Big 12 team.
You need to look up what the phrase overrated means. You look it up in the dig. Google it right now and look up overrated. You know what comes up? SEC.
SEC.
That's right. Yeah. SEC would be the first thing you see in there.
SEC.
But fantastic games today. This first one, North Carolina, West Virginia, should be a doozer. If West Virginia wins today, they play tomorrow on ESPN. And then, of course, if Georgia wins today, they play tomorrow as well. And we will have tomorrow, Dale, the winners for the best of 3. No matter what, it's a best of 3 for the to win the College World Series finals there coming up.
I just think whoever wins the Texas-Oklahoma series should supplant West Virginia, North Carolina.
No, I mean, all I know is there's only one unranked team left. That's Oklahoma, and they're just sitting there floating. They're just easily going through the SEC right now in that bottom bracket. They're gonna Oklahoma's gonna have to play somebody good here coming up in the championship games. They're gonna have to play either North Carolina or West Virginia. And, they're not gonna play weaklings like Georgia, Texas.
I think if
Alabama.
SEC or Texas win, Steve, you should be required to come in next week in a cheerleading outfit of an SEC team of your choice.
Dude, North Carolina's so good. I'm not even sure West Virginia. I'm rooting for West Virginia, but I'm not sure they can get past. Oh, sorry about that. I'm not sure they can get past North Carolina. North Carolina just impresses me right now. But that's today, folks. Tune in. It might be better than your Diamondbacks game at 12:40.
Erod.
You'll know by 2:00. Yeah. Is this going to be another Erod loses a game and he loses it 1-0, 2-1, 2-0? So the bats don't hit. 3 guys are running scoring position.
Happy hump day to everybody.
Whatever. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. 8 a.m. for McCollum, for the main event.
Sweet.
I know. I just instantly, because I changed screens on my computer. Now it's messed up. Uncle Lou joining us tomorrow as well. Last show of the week tomorrow, folks, for us. We'll keep reminded you of that coming up, and it'll be some fun out there. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.